I fell on two occasions in the washroom because it was even though I was with the crutches, but because it is stiff, when I'm falling, there is no way to balance myself. I just go to the floor. This has happened. It's about time. I can imagine.
That was how difficult it was for 37-year-old Wisdom Tetena to narrate the struggles he goes through as he adjusts to what he says has become a permanent disability. Reports of alleged medical negligence are not uncommon. Many patients in Ghana have at one point or the other reported suffering some negligence on the part of a health official. It is unclear how many proceed to get justice, since complaints of such nature can be difficult to pursue. But the story is different this time. Wisdom, a father of two, was involved in a motor accident on 1st February 2014.
So we were rushed to Tamajina Hospital for emergency treatment. Upon initial examination, it was discovered that my condition was critical, so I was given a transfer to 37 Military Hospital. So within an hour or two, ambulance were prepared and I was conveyed to 37 Military Hospital. My fractured part was supported with a splint, and because of the heavy bleeding, there was a rubber. A rubber was used to cover it to prevent the ambulance from getting soiled. But this was not, when I got to 37, this was not open, it was not attended to, it was not dressed. I was just lying in bed until the third day.
According to him, the 6 medical doctors who attended to him within the period he was on admission did not give him proper care and attention, leaving his right leg incapacitated. Wisdom is suing the 6 medical doctors, the Ghana Health Service, the 37 Military Hospital and the Attorney General for 2.5 million Ghana cedis.
When I got to 37, this was not open, it was not attended to, it was not dressed. I was just lying in bed until the third day when one Kana Ewuku, who is a senior surgeon and a military man, came around during one of the morning routine checks and identified from one of my x-rays that I had a crash on my head. So he said that he wanted a confirmation by an x-ray. So he orders some nurses to carry me to have a test run on me, an x-ray run on me. So in the process, as I was being carried, I was being conveyed to the x-ray department. Then this stench was coming out, so the nurses asked among themselves, and I told them that it was actually from my leg, because since 3 days that I've been on admission, I did not receive dressing, my wound was not dressed. So the blood that oozed initially flowed from my leg, because it was covered by the rubber. It got to the level of the wound and it got inside the wound again, making the stench very, very bad.
The back and forth and the inconsistency in the treatment pushed Wisdom to request to be discharged from the 37 Military Hospital. He said several medications written for him did not work, as he saw no improvement in his condition.
When I wrote the letter for discharge, I explained in the letter that their refusal to dress my wound, as a result, has caused my leg infected and has caused me my stay on admission longer, and the healing was slow, or there was no healing at all. So when the letter got to the administration, the senior doctors and the nurses took time to come to my bed, tried to convince me to stay and assure me that I'll get a better treatment. So this thing took them about a week to convince me, but I was relented. I didn't change my mind. So when I got there, I got the prescription from Dr. Alecha after the lab test was run. That time, everything was signed for us. Everything was present for us to go. So I took the medication. Then after I took the medication, after the prescribed medication was taken, we realized that it was too late because the infection has rather advanced.
His lawyer, Francis Xavier Susu, filed the writ of summon and statement of claim jointly and severally against the aforementioned, claiming damages. So what will the impact of the suit be? Is there hope for Wisdom to be compensated and perhaps get a closure on this chapter of his life? The 37-year-old is disappointed his condition has rendered him jobless after spending all his savings on medical bills, including wrongly prescribed drugs and surgeries, among other medical expenses. The accident occurred shortly after he married his wife and resigned from his job with the hope of starting his own company. He has, however, spent all his savings for the business venture on medical bills. His wife takes responsibility of providing for the family with her earnings from her small business. Midway through this interview, Wisdom could not hold back his tears as he recounted how many times he has fallen in the bathroom because he could not balance his shortened leg. Wisdom wants justice, not only for himself, but for other patients who may have been maimed through the negligence of medical staff.
I'm pleading that the law should take its course.
Zarina Amandi's report for Joy News.
If I get justice, other people who are in like this situation